bad with TikTok. Yes, I know. All right. That's right. All right, everyone. We are live here at Voice in the Pen. Thanks so much to those of you who are joining us here at Waterline Brewing. We've got a great show for you tonight. I'm Emily Burdett, one of your hosts, and CB Johnson is going to be up here on the screen eventually. And TK Thomas is running our sound. We've got Eddie Quinn to start off the show for you. Give him a hand.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks to Emily for booking me for this. I want to open up with a song off the new album, tentatively titled The Great Waffle House Conspiracy. Well, you know, Led Zeppelin 4 was taken, and so was Rumors, you know. You need something catchy. This whole world's saddest lonesome sound is that midnight train of birds through my hometown. His lonely whine and whistles and his bells. Lord, I love that lonesome sound, 'cause it sounds like somewhere else. We're having some technical difficulties. Always thought I'd hop that train and fly out past that horizon where the river meets the sky, following the rhythm of some far-off distant drum to a place where no one knows my name. Where I'm from, I've been wasting my time waiting on that fast train to take me on out of here. I've been lurching my mind, wondering what might be waiting out across the county line. But the fast trains, they don't stop off in the small towns. No, they just blaze right through. They don't even slow down. Time won't give me back the time I've lost today. And time won't give me back the years I've thrown away. You get so tired you could have been and used to be, that you let somebody sell you things you could have had for free. I've been wasting my time waiting on that fast train to take me up out of here. I've been searching my mind, wondering what might be waiting out across the county line. But the fast train, they don't stop off in the small town. No, they just blaze right through. They don't even slow down. I'll be on that last fast train, rolling down to Caroline. And I've been wasting my time waiting on that fast train to take me up out of here. I've been searching my mind, wondering what might be waiting out across the county line. But the fast trains, oh, they don't stop off in the small towns. No, they just blaze right through. They don't even slow down. But the fast trains, they don't stop off in the small towns. No, they just blaze right through. They don't even slow down. Not as easy as I make it look. Stop. Bad ego. All right. Pride? What pride? This is a song I wrote about a friend of mine. It's the first person I ever lost to drugs. And he was a guitar player, man. He was a hot shot. He was the stuff. He was the goods. And he loved to play, and he loved to play with me. And his name was Kevin. For some reason, his last name didn't start with G, but we called him KG. That's what they were calling him when I got there. That's what they were calling him when he left. So this is called All That's Left to Say. Tell me, brother, where you're bound. Man, it looks like shaky ground. It won't be hard to knock you down. Someone told me you weren't right. I said he's just taking flight. He'll be back to shine his light. Don't you know he's a friend of mine? Yeah, that man is a friend of mine. Thought I saw you standing there in the shadows, keeping your distance, hiding your eyes. But I guess it must have been a specter, only a reflection. Too late I realized there was something you needed to say and couldn't say it right. And then a car turned down that rain-slick street and I lost you in the light. And you were a friend of mine. I know just what it meant to you. If I'd known what you were going through, I would have said a prayer for you. Oh, friend of mine, I wish I could have made you stay. But now that you've gone away, oh, a prayer is all that's left to say. Tell me, brother, where you're bound. There's still time to turn around and a new life to be found. Somebody told me you were high. I said he's gone to kiss the sky. He'll be back to say goodbye. He will, he's a friend of mine. Oh, don't you know he's a friend of mine. Thought I saw you standing by the ocean, screaming your defiance, pleading your case. I didn't understand the danger until I saw the stranger that was living in your face. I remember thinking there must have been something I could say, but in the end, the only thing that I could do was kneel and pray, 'cause you were a friend of mine. Know just what it meant to you. If I'd known what you were going through, I would have said a prayer for you. Hey, friend of mine, I wish I could have made you stay, but now that you were gone away, well, a prayer is all that's left to say. Tell me, brother, where you bound? I just took a look around, and you're nowhere to be found. You were gone without a sound. And you were a friend of mine. I know just what it meant to you. If I'd known what you were going through, would have said a prayer for you. Hey, friend of mine, I wish I could have made you stay, and now that you were gone away, oh, prayer is all that's left to say. All that's left to say. Tell me, brother, where you bound? Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Give me a second, I gotta uncapo here. Plus, I got new strings on, so it's a double whammy. Come on, there you go. Come on, come on, there you are. Come on, come on, all right. Haven't seen every one of them. We're almost in tune. Breakfast of Champions. It used to be Pabst Blue Ribbon, but we had to make a few changes. I remember when they first got Pabst Blue Ribbon down at Lula's, everybody lost their minds. I'm like, that's what our dads drank, and it wasn't that good. What can you tell a kid, right? I used to go to open mics and listen. I had some really good people when I first moved to town. Back in 1990, kind of take me under their wing. You know, Steve Logan and Laura McLean really looked out for me. Arthur Shuey, some of the guys in the Blues Society of Lower Cape Fear. And Laura always said, you know, the old Jackson Browne you're playing is nice, but you need to play your stuff. I was like, what if they don't like it? She said, screw them, play something else. I said, okay. So my buddy Lee, we kind of had a little scratch-up cover band. We were all in different bands, and we just got together and played Bob Seger and the Grateful Dead and stuff. And he had his own band. He was the lead singer, songwriter, guitarist, the whole shooting match. And he'd scratch up something in the afternoon and try it out at open mic at night. And that just flabbergasted me, because I'd be laboring over these Springsteenian epics that probably belonged on side 2 of a Meatloaf album. And you know, it took me a while, but it's like, well, you know, they can throw stuff at me, but I can duck. So. Just took me a while to find my voice. This is kind of a semi-autobiographical song. Something off the new album, tentatively titled Shoot Low Boys, They're Riding Shetland Ponies. This is called Whiskey Dreams. Another long and lonely sleepless night, another empty endless day. It's been sifting through the shipwreck of my past to find the part I threw away. Never thought I'd fall so far, never thought I'd fall so fast. Wondering with every drink I take, is this one gonna be the last? Buried in the guilt and shame, with no one but myself to blame. Couldn't even save my name. Oh, from these whiskey dreams, every night and day it seems, wanting something I can't have. Convince myself it ain't that bad, but I'll just keep believing. Better weather's moving in, holding out for better things than these whiskey dreams. Couldn't see the warning signs, I couldn't heed the curtain call, but even in the darkness here tonight, I can see the writing on the wall. Another night to suffer through, no one home to go home to. How will I ever make it through these whiskey dreams? Every night and day it seems, wanting something I can't have. Convince myself it ain't that bad, so I just keep believing. Oh, better weather's moving in, holding out for better things than these whiskey dreams. Showing 3:10 on that neon clock up on the wall. I can hear a woman whisper softly, I can hear the highway call. Lord, I'm a better man than this, I wish I could just cut it loose. Getting to the end of my rope, afraid I'm gonna find a noose. Dreaming these whiskey dreams, oh, every night and day it seems, just wanting something I can't have. Convince myself it ain't that bad, and I'll just keep believing. Oh, better weather out for better things than these whiskey dreams. Thank you. Sort of country. Daddy raised me on Merle Haggard and George Jones and Conway Twitty and Charlie Pride. Then I heard Bob Seger sing Get Out of Denver, and I thought, oh God, I got to do that. And I wore out the Live Bullet album, and when Night Moves dropped, man, I was hooked. And then my brother Tony came home from the Navy with Bruce Springsteen's The River album. And I just, God, where's this been all my life? Okay. The other thing Lee told me was, don't write all your songs in G, and don't write all your blues riffs in C. So 3 of the 4 songs I'm singing tonight are in G. And I don't have any blues riffs, but if I did, they'd probably be in C. So what can you do, right? This is something I wrote about missing home. I've been very fortunate over the last 33 years to do a lot of traveling, see a lot of places. Played for some good-sized crowds and played for the bartenders. Y'all know how it is. So what do you mean nobody's going to show up? Well, nobody's going to show up. It's, you know, time for last call, and it's you and me. What do you do? Heard it in a Croce song. New York City's not my home. Just like Jim, I don't belong in a place where everything feels wrong. The ocean seems so far away, yeah, a little farther every day. Everything up here's so cold and gray, but it ain't like me to up and run away. The guys that play that street jazz, well, they keep their hunger near, but I can't see Carolina. I can't see Carolina from here. Please Come to Boston, still my favorite song. But I couldn't stay in Boston long. The winter's harsh and the accent too. Oh, it makes the country boy feel blue. Gotta see that Beacon Hill when all the snow's crept clear. But I can't see, you know, I can't see Carolina. I can't see Carolina from here. I just need some time away, maybe just a week or two. Need to go see Cool Daddy King, yeah, and sip some Sammy Blue. Yeah, I need some Blue Ridge, maybe a catch a race at Rockingham. You know I need some Okra Coke. Just remember who I am. Don't you know that downtown New Orleans is just a fine place to be when that warm wind's blowing through the trees? St. Charles and the streetcar train, Oh, the Mississippi and the Pontchartrain, yeah. But you know I miss those old tobacco barns. Old man on the front porch just spinning yarns. Yeah, I spend my life in that coastal plain, and all they got down here is sugar cane. And all these Storyville bars smell like stale dreams and stale beer. Still I can't see Carolina. Don't you know I can't see Carolina from here? Well, I can't see Carolina. I can't see Carolina from here. I heard it in a Croce song. New York City's not my home. Hey, I'm the Mighty Quinn. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Mighty Quinn. Hey, awesome songs.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was just thinking while I was watching you play, you gave us a little bit of background, but we met for me asking for harmonica lessons, I believe. Yeah. Give us, I guess, a little bit of a picture of kind of like, how long have you been playing music?
Well, you know, I sang in church. My whole family did. My brother was a professional gospel bass for a long time. When I was in 8th grade, going into 9th grade, he and I and 2 other guys were in a Southern gospel quartet. And we were kids, man, but, you know, for kids, we were pretty good. We had good harmony. I played trumpet in the high school band. Nice. And kept with it for a while and played in and out of a couple of funk bands, you know. And then I taught myself to play guitar and harmonica. And on the road, I picked up a little bass, a little drums.
Nice,
I tell people
everything.
I can play drums, but I'm not a drummer, and I can play bass, but I'm not a bass player.
Right.
You know, I'm the guy that can stand up there and fill in, you know, go 1-4-5, or sit in the back and go boom tap, boom tap.
Yeah, have a little bit of
but,
one instrument here, one instrument there.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of just, you know, I came down to Wilmington, met a lot of great musicians, and got into, it was like a big family down here. The Blues Society of the Lower Cape Fear in the 90s was wide open. I mean, it was huge. We had the Blues Jam on Tuesday nights at Front Street News. There was always like 100 people.
Cool,
and,
wow.
And then they had the acoustic, something like this, except there was a lot more cover music, down at the old Ice House on Thursdays.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was, you know, it was just a big family. And I was in and out of bands. We played in each other's bands and played in each other's sets.
Of course.
You know, show up at somebody's playing, hey, come up, harmonize with me, that kind of thing. So
cool.
Got to play in front of a couple of good-sized crowds, you know, up in the thousands, and that just really set the hook. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I feel that definitely. It's awesome to have a music community like that, and something that we've really tried to build with Voice in the Pen here too.
And it feels like it's back. You know, I've met you, and I've met I've met Julia Stanley, and I've known Josh Solomon for a while, and Freddie Flynn, Wes Sayer. You know, I've known all these. You
mentioned Laura McLean as well.
Laura was a huge influence on me.
Absolutely,
she really took good care of me. I don't know what she saw in me, but. You know,
well, she gave you good advice for sure. Oh, yeah. We're all about the original music, obviously, and hopefully we'll get Laura on the show at some point.
That would be great.
But thank you so much for coming and sharing your music. Really enjoyed your songs.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you, Eddie.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, you guys hang tight. We're gonna get our next performer up here. Drew Jacobs, down from Myrtle Beach, is gonna perform next.
1, 2. So we do run this a little bit like a TV show, and right now we're just doing things in the room and not live streaming at the moment, so that's why we're kind of taking this little administrative break and getting people swapped over. But we got Drew Jacobs coming up for you here in a moment, and as soon as we finish doing sound check, we're going to introduce him, and it's like a live studio audience, like The Price is Right is kind of what we're doing here, but musically. All right, so let's check your levels in the water.
About 11 o'clock. Hello, hello, hello. I was born in South Carolina. I was raised, yeah, sounds good to me. That sounded like the beginning to a good song. I should remember that.
You should remember that.
I was born
In South Carolina.
Where was I born?
In South Carolina, just like me. All right, TK, are we ready? All right. And hello, everybody out there in internet world. We are live back here at Waterline Brewing in Wilmington, North Carolina. For the voice in the pen, thank you guys for hanging out. Let me welcome to the stage Mr. Drew Jacobs. Drew, the stage is yours, sir. I'm out of your way.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. This first song, I don't know if it's a love song or a breakup song. It's a little bit of both. I'm tired of waiting for you. I'm gonna pack my rags and go. My television program is on. What say? Will you join me? Well, it was just 5 years ago. I asked you to be my bride. You said to wait till we was grown. And I got by. But you lied. Now the storm clouds are gathering, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's thundering and lightning, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold me closer, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh. Baby, you were number one on my list. The very first girl I ever kissed. But now I gotta cease and desist. Okay, I'll wait. Now I'm gonna be your lover. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I won't take another. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold me closer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh. One, two, three, I've been kicking and screaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lying and scheming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I won't stop dreaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need you this evening. Yeah, yeah. I've been screaming and hollering. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need you, my darling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sweet, sweet darling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need you. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you. I plan to play a bunch of brand new songs tonight, but I dropped my phone straight on its face at about 12:55 p.m. today, and I don't have them memorized. So these are all actually kind of older songs, but that's cool. I still like them. The song is about love addiction. And faith, I guess. Ooh. I confess, that I never could turn you away. What are your sins? What are my sins? And just what is sin anyway? Pushed away from the table, it's just a matter of time. I am quite unable to decline. I confess, I'm obsessed, but I never could turn you away. It's been 10 weeks since my last confession. Can't say no to my heart's obsession, but I am not a servant of the Lord. Haven't made the time to see the man. I am quite unable to decline. I confess, I transgressed, but I will not change my ways. Thank you. It's called I Confess. I used to have a band, trying to get another band together. That's not that I have a band, that's where a band have me. Which is still pretty rad. Oh, I'm in it. So those were some tunes that I used to play with my old band. But this one's kind of new. Ooh. Forgive me. As they say in the stages all over the states, we tune because we care. Goddamn. All right. So this is a pretty new song. It's called Wither. Big ups to Brian Ressler. Kathy says I'm wasting my time, leaving the bottle behind. Natural wine won't hurt my head in the morning, but whiskey's got me shaking and crying. I'm all 6s and 7s and 9s. I'm thinking it's time to straighten up and walk the line. I never thought I was gonna quit smoking marijuana, but I ain't done it lately, and I've been thinking that I could get off with a warning. If we could get together this time, I swear I'll try to get it right and let all my vices wither and die on the vine. If you believe in me, I believe I can set myself free. But if you don't trust me, then darling, it's still up to me. Kathy says that I should quit crying. Kathy says I'll turn out just fine. It's not a capital crime. There's no time or reason. I'm getting well on Angela's dime. But don't stop me now, 'cause I'm trying to let my demons run dry and wither and die on the vine. Thank you very much. Thank you to Eddie Quinn. That was amazing. You remind me of The Dude, which was pretty fun. But that's like my opinion, man. The rest of us are from Myrtle Beach. Ouch. Rude. That's why you're not up here playing sax with me next. Which, that's next week, right? But speaking of people coming up and playing sax with me, got Chris Nelson, who will be singing next his songs. First one's going to be an A. He's played this song with me before, but it's been too long. We're both very busy. Like I was saying, we're the rest of us are from Myrtle Beach, like it or not, and some of us longer than others. This is a song I wrote about a joint, a real joint down in Pawleys Island, but the names and places and people have been changed. This town is hot, but the county's dry. There just ain't no place for you to go get high. But if you want some way to pass the time, well, just get in the car, brother, let's take a drive. Take a dirt road down Highway 15. You're gonna find something that you ain't never seen at the speed. Easy. Speed, easy. They say that Freddie was a Russian spy. She got a tattoo of a dagger on her left thigh. She got a room upstairs to take you up there. You happen to catch her eye. If you happen to need a place to stay the night, she got a couple of rooms in the back. If you got the money to pay, and if you need a friend, she got a couple of them hanging around too. If you want to get up, baby, come on down. Got liquor by the barrel and love by the pound. That's me. Easy, Freddie speed, easy. Gonna take him to the bridge now. Ain't no parking lot. It's just a big dirt yard. Baby, that's all right with me. Just a couple kids shooting dice, couple more playing cards. Baby, that's all right with me. Just come on down. Yourself another round. Blow, daddy. This town is hot, but the county's dry. There just ain't no place for you to go get high. But if you listen real close to what I say, I know the place, yeah, where we can get away. And if you want to get up, baby, come on down. We got liquor by the barrel and love by the pound. And speed, easy. Freddie speed, easy. Speed, easy. Just come on down. Shut your mouth. All right, thank you.
I'm gonna do one more real quick one. In the key of C. Thank you very much. I got one more. My name is Drew Jacobs. That's Chris Nelson. He's gonna sing his songs for you next. Big thanks again to Emily, CB, and TK or Teak. I can't tell. It was all the social media. I can't read. That's what I'm trying to say. This is another song about drugs and alcohol and making a personal choice whether or not to consume. But I used to work at a health food store, and they were real against almost all of that stuff. And fried chicken. Weird. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The doctor says I can't have a soda pop. The whiskey's gonna make my liver rot. I guess I'm just gonna have to put that bottle down. Marijuana smoke don't bother me, but cigarettes make it kinda hard to breathe. And I can't get to sleep unless I'm passed out on the ground. There's a hair clean living, it's killing me. It's a co-commotion, I do believe. Think I had a plan, I got to thinking, gonna drive me to drinking once again. Eat right, sleep right, exercise. Take my vitamins and pills at night. I wonder, what is virtue without vice? I'm drinking wheatgrass and I'm thinking thin. Take a couple more vitamins, but I still can't get to sleep. Get to sleep at night. This hair clean living is killing me. It's a co-commotion, I do believe. Think I had a plan, I got to thinking, gonna drive me to drinking once again. I ain't getting no younger, I'm under the gun. Taking my time, but I'm on the run. Maybe I'll have myself a couple of kids and finally settle down. How long could that go on? What good's that to anyone? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Well, marijuana smoke still don't bother me, but I take a toke anytime I please. But I still can't get to sleep at night. There's a hair clean living is killing me. There's a cold commotion, I do believe. I think I had a plan, and I got to thinking, gonna drive me to drinking once again. Thank y'all very much. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Y'all, that's Drew Jacobs and Chris Nelson up here making you want to tap your feet and dance. Man, really, thank you for coming in. Yeah, give it up for them, please.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and sharing your music with us. We always love to hear you play and sing.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to being able to do this since about a year ago when I came to see this event.
Yes, thank you for making the trip all the way from down at Myrtle Beach up here to Wilmington. I really find your music has a very interesting structure and style to me, and I like it a lot, but it makes me think, who are your influences? What are the things that inspire you to write the way that you do?
That's a first. I've been forced to do it once or twice. I don't know, I was really into like 60s soul, Otis Redding and Sam Cooke and like all the Motown groups, but probably like Elvis Costello.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that.
Because it's like he loved all that stuff, but then he kind of like twisted it about that much. That's probably a big influence. And I love Spoon.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I like it. So, what are you listening to right now that's new and different than that, though? That's also informing and inspiring how you write. Yeah. Sometimes I ask weird questions.
I don't know if it's informing and inspiring my writing, but I love Warpaint. They're in LA, all-female rock band, and it's like real moody and funky and groovy, and like really close harmonies, like almost like intentionally dissonant. And I love Chaim.
Okay.
A lot of female singer-songwriters, actually.
Okay. And this is helpful. Say one of the things that's beautiful for us about the Voice in the Pen, and thank you all for all your kind words about the Voice in the Pen. But we get to talk to like between 2 and 10 different songwriters every week and learn ourselves. So thank you for sharing. Now I got stuff I need to go listen to for sure. Warpaint. All right, I will check them out for sure. And do you have any of your music recorded, or do you plan to record anything?
I've been procrastinating. I've got somebody lined up. I'm actually doing sessions with the Goofy Footers right now.
Oh yeah. Jonathan Norris.
Yeah. And we're recording with a guy named Ed Dennis, really great guitarist and engineer and producer. I think once we get a lot of tracking out of the way, I'm gonna start with a solo project.
Awesome, man. Well, we're excited to hear that. And I would say record your original stuff. We can't wait to hear it. Thank you for being here at the Voice in the Pen. Y'all, thank you so much for listening and paying attention to these folks that are up here sharing their art with you. Please give it up for Drew Jacobs one more time. We're going to switch over to Mr. Chris Nelson. This is a great opportunity to head back to the bar, grab another beer, come back and sit down and enjoy the rest of the show. We got a lot of great music coming up for you, and thank you for hanging out with us tonight here at Waterline Brewing.
Guys, we are back with our third act of the night. He just was on stage playing sax, so now we get to hear his original music, which we heard earlier because we recorded a podcast. But super excited for you all to get to hear it. Chris played on the show, I don't know, I feel like it was like a year ago at this point. And we're so excited to have him back. This is Chris Nelson, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Some days I'm my own worst enemy. Everything bad sets me free. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Oh, why some days it's so hard to be me. All of this drinking's gonna be the death of me. Lost in space and time, baby, knocked me off my feet. Broken cowboys still roping ride. Watch me wade in the water against the tide. Sit down here, my friend, let me tell you a story about a man who never made history. He drank his feelings in the bars all night. He was too afraid to come near the light. All of this drinking's gonna be the death of me. Lost in space and time, baby, knocked me off my feet. Broken cowboys still roping ride. Watch me wade in the water against the tide. Here I am waiting for that bomb to drop. I'm a runaway train with no way to stop. Maybe you should let me drift with the breeze. I hope not though, 'cause your eyes bring me to my knees. All of this drink is gonna be the death of me. Lost in space and time, baby, knock me off my feet. Broken cowboys still roping ride. Watch me wade in the water against the tide. Thank you. That song is about a friend that I made, a really good musician, had a bad alcohol problem, and anyways, it's kind of about his struggle with addiction. So that one was called Broken Cowboys. That one was getting released on Spotify, iTunes on July the 7th. So thank you. You can find that one on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music under Chris Nelson Band. And this one is actually up there. The name of this song is called Working Class Heroes. And I wrote this song about my father, who is biggest hero. You gotta have heroes. My dad happens to be mine, very close, and I appreciate him very much. And this song is dedicated to him and all kinds of blue-collar workers that exist out there amongst the world. So it's hit in a big way, and this song has kind of changed my career in ways I couldn't expect. So here it is, Working Class Heroes. When I was a young boy that was up before the sun, the blue-collar man does what needs to be done. From the age of 18, he had a kid and a wife, a hard-working man whose words cut like a knife. He comes from a long line of working class heroes. Nothing comes easy where he goes. Bigger than life to his kids and wife, doing what he can to treat them right. Now it's my turn to do what's right. It worked like hell all night. Because of him, that's the only way I know to go down these winding roads. He comes from a long line of working class heroes. Nothing comes easy where he goes. Bigger than life to his kids and wife, doing what he can to treat them right. He comes from a long line of working class heroes. Well, I know he's out there with a steering wheel in his hand, traveling far across the land. And I'm here on stage tonight with my band, preaching lessons learned and taught by my old man. We come from a long line of working class heroes. Nothing comes easy where we go. Bigger than life to his kids and wife, doing what he can to treat them right. We come from a long line of working class heroes. Thank you. How many songs I got? I got 2 or 3 left. 2 songs. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do a song that's brand new and fresh. So if I'm looking at the lyrics like a newbie, I'm sorry. I cannot remember them. This song is for the musician. What we do is like, unless you do it, you just, I don't know. It affects us all in different ways. It can make you feel alive. Some weeks I play so much that I don't want to play anymore. And I play for crowds that listen, that are grateful, and I play for ones that could care less that I'm there. And both are equally powerful in the way that I make music. And this song is about that. A young one asked me what it's like to play music every day. I told him it's like catching a disease that won't go away. Once she digs her claws in you, there is no other way. To be addicted to bright lights but won't see the light of day. You dream so high that you'll fly high above the clouds, so everyone can take aim and turn shooting you down. As you fall to earth, your broken wings will write songs for the crowds. You remember mama telling you it's easier to smile than frown. Being me can be hell or it can be hell. Some days it's really hard to tell. Living this 6-string dream ain't for the faint of heart. When the lights go on, it'll bring you from the dark. You'll tell her, darling, don't you know this life is a heavy load? Loving boys like me is a long and hard road. I might make it to a life of luxury, but I'll be okay if it's just you and me. Lord, there's so many who doubt me in this town. I keep moving, keep it from getting me down. Someday we'll tell all we need to hear that this poor boy from Clinton is all that they should fear. Being me can be hell, or it can be hell. Some days it's really hard to tell. Living this six-string dream ain't for the faint of heart. When the lights come on, it'll bring you from the dark. Take bad news with a grain of salt. The good days are more often than day and night. Take the helm of your own ship and sail to the stars. Call your folks from town to town and stay true to who you are. I told them, listen boy, don't be like me. They only want pretty boys in modern country. Take your shot if you want to do what you must. Try hard not to keep this life from driving you nuts. Being me can be hell and it can be hell. Some days it's really hard to tell. Living this six-string dream ain't for the faint of heart. When the lights come on, it'll bring you from, it'll bring you from the dark. Thank you. As you guys seen earlier, I play sax. That's a big part of what I do. It's a big part of the musician that I am and the music that I love and the stuff that I've studied and the people and the musicians that I work and come in contact with. And so the full band shows, half of the show I'm playing funk music and running around on the bar tops gyrating like there's something wrong with me. And then the rest of the show we're playing country. And anyways, I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't want you guys to hear the last song and be like, man, that guy really hates playing music, doesn't he? We go through moods, man. We go through zones, and that was a bad week. Yeah, I had been heckled twice in 1 week, and that was it. I decided to speak to the manager about it, and I wrote a song about it, and that's that. So I'm going to release that song and then tag the hecklers in it. That's my plan. This tune is much happier. This is called If These Walls Could Talk. It's about things that are most important in life. Something that we all try to obtain. And it's really hard to love, life, family, homestead, something, all the things that make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And this is my take on my dream, anyways. Simple stuff. Well, I come home to your smiling face. Supper's on the stove and the kids are at play. My dreams have all come true. In this life, it's them to me and you. We live in a little house by the creek. You can smell the salt 'cause it's close to the sea. We ain't perfect and that's alright. Love lives here and we keep fighting the fight. If these walls could talk, what would they say? If I were a million miles away, would you think of me each and every day? Or would you think of me each and every day? We don't have much, but we're happy anyway. Within these walls is our getaway. This is where we like to spend our days. Love lives here and it's here to stay. There are days where we fuss and fight, baby. There are days when nothing seems to go right. None of that matters when I look at you. Love keeps us together, a special kind of glue. If these walls could talk, what would they say? If I were a million miles away, would you think of me each and every day? Life is good with you by my side. Laying next to you is heaven every night, baby. When you look at me that way, I feel at home. What can I say? At the end of my days, as long as your little hands in mine, I'll be okay. Scatter me high upon the hill, above the creek and next to the mill. If these walls could talk, what would they say? I were a million miles away, would you think of me each and every day? Would you think of me each and every day? If these walls could talk, if these walls could talk. Thank you. That's the second single that's coming out on July 7th. So if you guys like that, go follow my stuff. Chris Nelson Band. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Should I stay up here?
Yes, you can stay up here.
Now's the
I'm gonna interrogate you now. Yes. Good word. Oh, so I was curious while I was watching you, when you decided to go from, I'm assuming you performed as a solo act and then you eventually made it into the Chris Nelson Band. How long have you been as the full band and performing with them?
Since 2021. Originally, I mean, I've been the majority of my life I've been a saxophonist. I really didn't start singing until 2021, and I started playing solo gigs. Like I was playing for maybe 8 months in little honky tonks that were paying me $50 in a bar tab, and then we decided, I was like, you know what, I want to do the band so I can play the sax. Let's do the band thing. And so I got all my buddies together and we started. And ever since, it's just been pure joy. It's been a lot of fun. The full band is a good time.
Yeah, I bet. I would love to see the full band. And you have the Working Class Heroes is on Spotify. This is your first single. And are you planning on recording a full album or?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of that right now. We're also putting 59 Years, Almost 60, Six String Dream, a couple others. But Broken Cowboys and If These Walls Could Talk are going to be released as a 2-single release on July the 7th. We're having a party at the Boathouse in North Myrtle Beach at one of our full band shows. So if you guys are from Myrtle Beach,
I'll have to add that to my calendar. CB, you want to take a road trip up there?
yeah. If y'all guys come, you got to bring instruments.
That's right. Make it a jam, right?
I'll try to get these cats to be there too.
Well, I love the stories that I've heard. So earlier I said we were talking on interviewing them for a podcast, and listening to you talk about like the song "The Extreme Dream" is like so like you're very honest in all the writing that you've presented so far. But it's so true. Like we have to do the grind as musicians, and sometimes it's play into like another songwriter that I know, tables and chairs, and sometimes it's playing to huge crowds. But we do it because we love it, and it's also songwriting is very therapeutic. You talked about that a little bit too, and can you share with the audience a little bit what your writing process is, or like a little bit about that?
I mean, the easiest way to explain is to tell you guys I recently wrote a song called 59 Years, Almost 60, and it was a story I had told him during the podcast, so I'll tell you guys now. One of our clients, he's an older gentleman. He's probably 80-something years old, and he was in the backyard, and he was telling me, he said, yeah, I miss her every day. He said, I haven't moved a single thing in my house since she left. He said, I was with her for 59 years. I almost had 60. And I stopped, and I was like, oh my God, dude, if that's not the hook to a country song, I don't know what is. So I ran into my pickup truck after I got out there, and I got a pen and a pad, and I just wrote down all kinds of notes and stuff. I went home. I told my guys that work with me, look, dude, I got to go home. So I sat down at the table and I wrote the entire song in less than 10 minutes. I mean, it just poured out, man. And so I hear things and I see and I experience things. People inspire me. Six String Dream is the closest I've ever gotten to write a song about myself. I really like writing about other people. It makes me happy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's less vulnerable as well. It's not about you, right? What was the? Yes. What was the what you want on your T-shirts? Make country music sad again. You said you like writing sad songs. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think a lot of songwriters do and can relate to that. Well, I just want to say thanks again so much. I love your voice. There's something in your voice, and I think Melissa said it earlier, like the timbre in your voice is so amazing. Love it so much. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. All right, you guys. Melissa Joyner is up next. Stick around, maybe get another drink, whatever you need. We'll be back up here shortly.
Wow. We timed that perfectly, by the way. That works. Last time I played one of these showcases, I wore heels because I wanted to be a giant. I think I was like 6'3", and I was trying to like, you know, be a professional or something. They broke in the parking lot. I super glued them. So I was wearing a dress that was weird, heels that were weird. So this time I was like, I'm gonna wear nothing on my feet. So I just felt like they didn't require super glue, and I decided to say that out loud because why make things kind of awkward when you can make them really awkward?
Oh, yeah. Well, with that being said, I think that I'm just going to say, welcome back to the Voice of the Pen live from Waterline Brewing in Wilmington, North Carolina. We are thrilled to have Melissa Joyner on our stage this evening. And before it gets more weird and awkward, I'm going to get off and hopefully not fall on the way.
I don't say things like that anymore because I don't trust it. Before I say anything, I just want to say thank you guys for y'all being here, because as you heard in Chris's last song, sometimes you play for thousands of people and sometimes you play for chairs. So every single one of you had a choice tonight and you chose to be here. So thank you so much to CB, Emily, and TK for doing the sound and just giving us the space to be here. My name is Melissa Joyner. I currently reside in Myrtle Beach, as they called me out earlier. My grandmother back in Alabama, where I'm actually from, but don't claim anymore really, used to take me walking every single day, and there was all this beautiful honeysuckle, and I loved it because we'd pick it and we'd eat it, and still trying to figure out if that was weird or not, but that's fine. But one day there was this beautiful, beautiful honeysuckle, and she's like, well, if you pick it, it dies, and then you won't get to appreciate how beautiful it is. And when I was older, I was thinking about love, and sometimes it's so beautiful, and then you make it your love, and then it doesn't always last. And it doesn't always stay as beautiful. And I was in a relationship at the time with someone that I loved so much, and then all of a sudden it just became really difficult to make things work. So in true Stevie Nicks fashion, I wrote it and then made him play it with me, so that was awkward. But this song is called Honeysuckle. August skies through bright blue eyes, the birds, they know my name. Honeysuckle promises and hopes that things will change. My summer skin, it slowly fades into a lighter shade. That reminds me of the girl I was before I went away. Now I'm falling, and I'm falling in and out of this thing, love, we call it love. In and out of this thing, love, we call it love. Stars that guide me home each night when I have lost my way. Send me sweet comforts from a world so far away. The wind of change, it beckons me to go the other way. But this lonesome heart of mine, it begs me to stay. Now I'm falling, and I'm falling in and out of this thing, love, we call it love. In and out of this thing, love, we call it love. Oh, we call it love. I hear the sound of laughter every time you say my name. But when the silence drowns it out, I feel nothing but the shame. The cold wind blows, you keep me warm. shelter from the storm that rages on inside of me, 'cause I was battle born. Now I'm falling, and I'm falling in and out of this thing, love, we call it love. In and out of this thing, love, we call it love. In and out of this thing, in and out of this thing, in and out of this thing, love, we call it love. Ooh, in and out of this thing, in and out of this thing, in and out of this thing, love, we call it love. Thanks, y'all. So if you took anything from that, maybe if it looks good on paper, sounds good on paper, and is perfect on paper, maybe just leave it on paper. I don't know. What do I know? Hey, Chris, you want to come up here with me? So to be completely honest with you, our new friend TK was like, wow, this is the easiest gig ever. And I was like, let's complicate that, right? But Drew was like, I'm going to have Chris on saxophone. And I was like, oh, well, I would also like Chris to play on saxophone because he's amazing. Y'all give it up for Chris. And the two guys that were above that. Like, y'all are so amazing. It's great to be here. We are in the band together called the Travel Cats. We are 3/4 of the band. Drew, for whatever reason, did not claim us early, which we're going to talk about after this gig. We've got a long ride home to fix this. But we're called the Travel Cats, and someone recently asked me a question, when was the last time I felt alive playing music? And to be honest, today, doing the interview and doing this stuff, but every time I play with them, and there's a band in Amelia that I play with, it's really it right now. I get so burnt out, and that's so lame, and this next song is going to make me a hypocrite for saying this, but really I get to feel alive when I do stuff like this. And because, like Chris explained in that last song, like we just stay so busy in the grind and the hustle that we don't allow ourselves to have these moments. So thank you all again for letting me be an artist and not just a performer. And Chris, it's in the key of E minor. I think. Cause I got this mouth, I get it from my mama and my roots deep in the South. And I pray for forgiveness, I do everything I can to be a better person, but it don't always go as planned. And I'm shifting and I'm changing, shedding all this skin I'm in. I'm seeing brand new colors, so they're finally sinking in. So I'm changing, not just rearranging. What are you waiting for? Said I'm changing, not just rearranging. Walking into brand new doors, and I'm walking out of doors. 'Cause no one's gonna say them now. Giving before you give out. Say what are you waiting for? Ooh, yeah. Come on, Christopher. Christopher Nelson, y'all. I thought love meant giving away everything you had to the other person. Tell me where's the good in that? And everything cuts deeper once you understand the loss. But what you gain from growing pains just doubled all the cost. And once you lost the laughter that you thought would never leave, oh, you realize the other side to all that you believe. Said I'm changing, not just rearranging. What are you waiting for? Say I'm changing, not just rearranging. Walking into brand new doors, and I'm walking out of yours. 'Cause no one's gonna save you now. Give it before you give out. Say what are you waiting for? Come on, Chris. And I don't need bullets, 'cause I got this smile. I get it from my mama and my roots deep in the south. I said I'm changing, not just rearranging. What are you waiting for? Said I'm changing. Christopher, y'all. Thank you. Y'all don't get too comfortable. So, funny story, only because I realized on my set list, I got so caught up listening to them that I changed my mind like 50 times about what I wanted to play. And honestly, that's why I love these writers' rounds, because when you play shows, you just either zone out into autopilot or you try to, like, to be honest, judge and, like, guess what people want to hear. And you're usually wrong, sometimes you're right. But the cool thing about, you're laughing because you know, but like when you're around other songwriters, they put you in moods and you're like, oh, I have a funny song I want to play. And then halfway through that, I forgot that I had to play. So now I'm all scattered and I don't know what I want to play. But that song is funny because I usually have all these songs with the word mom in it. And when I first started playing music, to be fair, she married a musician. So that's why, I had to say I'm sorry. But anytime I would mess up or call her from another country and didn't tell her first, I would write a song with the word mom in it. So I've like Pavloved my own mother, because now when I have a song that says mom in it, she's like, what did you do? Or where are you? And so I have just to tell y'all that I didn't do anything wrong this time. I just used the word mom. So here's to that. Evolution, guys, growth, I think, right? All right, now for some de-evolution. Back to this. Thank y'all so much again for being here. That was my awkward cover up the guitar pull there. Thank you. So this is called Ain't It Strange, and it's about when complete strangers turn into lovers and then somehow turn into complete strangers again. It's the weirdest thing, right? So it's a song about it. I used to call you lover, I used to call you friend, but now I know that I will never call you again. And I used to dream about the life I thought that we would have, but one day I stopped dreaming 'cause I lost all the fight I had. And time came in and changed too much, and you wouldn't change it all. And I got tired of waiting for you, and I put up all my walls. You told me to be patient, that you'd come back around. The flowers die when the sky decides to not fall down. And it's okay when things change, rearrange. It happens all the time. Lovers leave, they let you down, and they stop coming around, and you quit saying their names. Oh, ain't it strange? Ain't it strange? We used to stay up late, sharing love with the walls. We never cared about the time, and you'd ignore all the calls. I'd laugh at all your jokes, even when they made me mad. You'd hold me when I cried to you until things got too bad. This time came in and change too much and you wouldn't change it all. And I got tired of waiting for you and I put up all the walls. You told me to be patient, that you come back around. Flowers die when the sky decides to not fall down. And it's okay when things change, rearrange. It happens all the time. Lovers leave, they let you down, and they quit coming around, and you stop saying their names. Ain't it strange? Oh, ain't it strange? Oh, when strangers turn to lovers, but when it's time for it to end, it's cruel the way they fade away back to strangers again. You're lying when you wish them well, when you really wish they leave. They haunt your walls like ghosts and all your favorite memories. Oh, say, ain't it strange? Things change, rearrange. It happens all the time. Lovers leave, they let you down, and they quit coming around, and you stop saying their names. Oh, you stop saying their names, and ain't it strange? Ooh, ain't it strange? You stop saying their names. Thanks, y'all. You guys are great. Thank y'all. So, Christopher, I know you've never played this song, but when you're as good as you are, that doesn't matter. It is in the key of E, F, F sharp, G, G major. And, yeah, again. Yeah. So, CV and my friends here have heard me talk about this so much, and it's really, music is what chose me, right? It's, I didn't have a choice. It was in my blood. It's what I'm supposed to do. But surfing is my favorite thing in the whole world. I'm not good at it. I'm like a drunk giraffe. And it is life-changing. I don't know that I would be here right now if it wasn't for surfing. And in fact, if I had to choose between music and surfing, I don't know the answer. But my point in all that rambling is that I was supposed to be in Poland on tour and filming a show, and the whole world went sideways. And I'd prayed for community and family because I never really had those growing up. And I'm not saying COVID's my fault, but I prayed to be still, and then we were all still for a really long time. And I say stranded because I was in the bottom of this guy's house living in a van because we'd been on tour full time, and everyone was surfing, and I was like, I'm terrified of sharks and terrified of everything. And I don't even really know how to swim, but I learned how to surf. And I just wish I could really explain what a big deal this is for me. But one day I was sitting out there and I realized that half the people are either teachers, surfers, or musicians, and I'm all of those. And I was like, they all have surf songs. I don't. So I was actually really lucky, and I got asked to play with the Goofy Footers at a South by Southeast concert. And I just didn't really like any of my songs. I wasn't feeling them, so I wrote one on the spot. And I liked it so much. It was kind of like one of your moments. I went home and was like, can't do anything else. Can't shower, can't eat, can't sleep. I have to write the song. And I wrote it in a couple minutes. And the English teacher in me cringes because the title is The Waves Ain't Gonna Ride Themselves. So I've got to come up with another name because it just hurts. But this is a song I wrote about my favorite thing in the whole world. And I hope you like it. Call it freedom, some call it fun. It's my new religion when I'm underneath the sun. It's my lifeline, my great escape. When the world's too heavy, the saltwater takes it all away. 'Cause the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. No, the waves ain't gonna ride, oh, the waves ain't gonna ride. little bit longer, just one more wave, just a little bit higher, salt water running through my veins, just a little bit faster, going down the line. Oh, I'm going under, but I'll come back up just fine. Oh, waves are gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. No, no, no. Go on, Christopher. For that, let me just tell y'all, I play saxophone, so in case y'all think that is easy, just because it sounds like it's easy, it is not. So one more for Christopher Nelson, y'all. Make it to the outside, wave to a friend. It's a great communion, catch a wave and do it again. Oh, say a prayer for my safety and charge on in. Bigger the better, party wave with all my kin. Oh, and the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. No, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. Just a little bit longer, just one more wave, just a little bit higher, salt water running through my veins, just a little bit faster, going down the line. Oh, I'm going under, but I'll come back up just fine. Oh, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. I said, all right, you don't have to be a surfer, but everybody close your eyes just for a quick second. I'm a teacher, so this is where this comes in. I want you to picture the thing that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel like nothing is wrong in your life, that the bills aren't due, that your spouse isn't getting on your nerves, and that the dishes are gonna magically wash themselves. And we're gonna sing this together, and it's the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. Beautiful. Oh, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. Oh, ooh, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. All right, louder, I want people online to hear you. The waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. A little bit louder this time. So the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride, the waves ain't gonna ride themselves. No. Give it up for yourselves. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Christopher. So this last one is called Searching, and I ran from a lot. And earlier we did this interview and we talked about all the reasons that you write. And for a long time in my career, I wrote because I was supposed to, or the formulas or the patterns that I was supposed to. And then at some point I realized I was never gonna fit in to what the supposed to was. I was playing in this town that had this famous roadhouse bar, and everything was like outlaw country or country. I went to school for opera and jazz. So like, first of all, that was against me. Then I fell in love with blues. And then I'm whatever I am now. I honestly don't even know, and that's fine. I'll probably never know. But the point is I didn't fit in. So I spent my entire life searching for a place to fit in. And then I got to join a band called New Earth Army, and that was an amazing time in my life, but they were all married or in the military, and they all had all these reasons to come home, and I would go to these amazing places like Iceland or just different places all over the world, and I had nothing to come home to. And I remember asking myself at one point, I was like, would I trade all of that to have someone to share it with? And I've gone back and forth on that, and I was sitting in Iceland. We were desperately lost. Turns out if you change the GPS on the car in Iceland off of English, it goes to Icelandic, and then you can't figure anything out. And then if you put it back in English, it no longer knows where you're going. So I had a while to write a song because we were lost. And my friend's like, God, if you're real, show us the Northern Lights and help us get home. I'm like, great, now you challenge God, we're never gonna get home. And since then, I've done a lot of things, and I even had a Bigfoot sighting, and I haven't not figured out how to put that in a song just yet. But this song I'm gonna play and close with is one of the first songs I wrote, but I'm in the middle of a rebrand, and I got to a point where I'm okay with losing every song I've ever written, except for this one, because I've been this same woman and sometimes a girl in different phases in my life, and I think sometimes we're all searching for a reason to stay somewhere. And you can distract yourself with shiny things, you can distract yourself with travel, but wherever you go, there you are. And so this is kind of like my song that I sing still, no matter how far or distant I get in my career, because I want to remember that wherever you go, there you are. And so this is my song called Searching. I had to remember how to play it because I talk too much. I just get really excited, sorry. I climbed the highest mountain that I could see. I slept in the desert. Wait, I'm gonna start over because I have the ability to do that because it's my song. But I told you how special it was and I messed it up, so I don't want to do that. All right, this is called Searching. I climbed the highest mountain that I could find. I slept in the desert, lost track of time. I bathed the northern lights on the hills far away. But I keep on searching for something to make me stay. I stood on the beaches where the wild horses run. Lost myself in New Zealand, started back at one. I watched the sunrise where there was no land in sight. But I keep on searching for something that feels right. For something that feels right. 'Cause I wanna see the truth shining in his eyes. I wanna feel a heart that beats inside his mind. And if I believe that love could be true, maybe someday I could stop searching for you. I've stood on the cliffs while they crumbled away, and danced with strangers who had nothing to say. I laughed till the sun rose on rooftop bars. I've held myself while I cried and stared at the stars. Oh, I've said goodbye and I meant it when they walked away. Said I love you to strangers when I didn't know anything other to say. 'Cause I wanna see the truth shining in their eyes. I wanna feel a heart that beats inside his mind. If I believe that love could be true, maybe someday I could stop searching for you. Now I kind of want to see if I can challenge myself to do the Bigfoot. It could get really weird. got kidnapped on Cannon Beach. No one would have known, 'cause there wouldn't have been a speech left to save me. Oh, but look what it gave me. I got stranded in Myrtle and I learned how to surf. I'm in a band cat called Travel Cats, and it's worth its weight in gold. Now I'm playing in Wilmington for you. 'Cause I wanna see the truth shining in his eyes. I wanna feel the heart that beats inside his mind. And if I believe that love could be true, maybe someday I could stop searching for you. Maybe someday I could stop searching for you. Thank you. And just in case y'all are wondering, I had friends who were watching online who dared me to tell the Bigfoot story on stage, and they didn't think I would do it. So you guys owe me. I don't know what you owe me yet. Yeah, thank y'all so much for having me.
Woo! Yeah, thank you for coming and sharing your music with us again. And the burning question that I have to interrogate you with is, where on earth did you see Bigfoot?
Cannon Beach in
Cannon
Oregon.
Beach in Oregon. Okay.
Yeah.
How long was Bigfoot visible to you?
Too long. It was the longest, like 5 to 13 seconds, completely sober in my life.
And how far away was Bigfoot? Like, we've done songwriter stuff all afternoon. I got to know. I got some Bigfoot questions. Sorry.
So I literally see that first like wood piling there.
Yep.
I
By
was
the camera, this one right here?
The second one.
The second one by the bar.
I was with someone, and they said, "What is that?" And then I saw it, like a Dementor coming towards us. And then I tried to run, and I was frozen, and he left me to die. And he ran over the hill, and he just left me.
That's like the story about if you get chased by a bear, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun your friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Well,
There's a reason I'm no longer with this person.
Oh, well.
I'm just kidding, that's not the reason, but it's definitely a red flag. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're with a person who lets you get eaten by Bigfoot, they're not your person. If you've learned nothing else, great, I'm officially Bigfoot girl now, aren't I?
Maybe.
Oh, man. Hope not.
Okay, so back to the songwriting part. Well, we haven't gotten there yet.
That's a story I can't tell on the microphone.
Oh. Okay.
But it was, I'm just going to say Oregon's wild.
Oregon's wild.
That's all I'm going to say.
Look out for kidnappings and Bigfoot in Oregon, and don't get kidnapped by Bigfoot because you might be lunch. Yeah, okay. I think Bigfoot ran away.
Listen, I was writing a song on the spot, and those are the words that came out. Let's not go too deep into it, you know?
Okay, so back to the songwriting part. How did you make this blend? You know, kind of what was the process for you of blending together? Because I hear all the parts in your voice. I hear the opera, I hear the blues, and then I also hear the country, the Nashville parts. Like all those things sort of blend together. Is that something that sort of came out subconsciously, or is it something that you craft in the way that you think about writing your songs?
So that's a really good question, actually. So I play saxophone. That was actually my first instrument, and I grew up hearing my dad play. And my dad is probably hands down one of the best guitar players I've ever heard in my life. And so I would grow up singing those runs. That's what I did. I didn't know you didn't do that. And then I got made fun of a lot for that because other people weren't doing that. And then I really loved the Temptations, and later that became Destiny's Child with all the harmonies and the soul. And I knew I never fit in. Everybody else was singing like country, and again, nothing against that, but it's like I would go to play these bars, and like I got a lot of rejection when I first started because I was like an opera singer trying to sing blues. And it was funny because I had a teacher who told me I couldn't be a blues singer, and a couple years later we played the same festival on the same stage, and it was a blues festival, so that was kind of cool. But really, when I was in college, I would sit at the piano, and I struggle with depression, and that's something I advocate, and I am very comfortable to talk about because it's okay to not be okay. I would sit at the piano, and I would just like pour it all out. And I remember just being like, this feels good. But when I was in this little bar in Clarksdale, I heard this woman sing, And I knew it was going to be good because she didn't go get on stage. They brought the microphone to her, and I was like, all right, this is going to be good. And what she sang hurt so beautifully and so much that I knew I'd never be the same. And I felt that same way when I heard the Temptations play when I was younger. And then I really love like bluegrass and listening to my dad's band play. So I just feel like I'm an amalgamation of a bunch of different sounds that have made me feel something. And earlier during our interview, which you guys have to check out their podcast, you're going to hear me ramble just like this, but they rein me in. I don't really believe in titles in any form, whether it's with people, religions, any of those things. For me, everything is based off of what you feel. And I feel like if the only way I'm authentic in what I do, because I haven't figured any of this out, listening to every single one of my friends play, and tonight it makes me feel like an imposter. Every time I play, I still get nervous. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But the one thing I do know is what it feels like. And I feel like I rambled, but the point of your question is that I'm just a bunch of things I've felt. If I walked through a room of 50 musicians, I'm going to feel something from each one of those musicians, and then I'm going to internalize it. And I feel like you can hear that in my voice, and that's the only thing about me that I feel like I for real know.
Well, I think that we can all tell that for sure. And y'all, tell Melissa how you feel about her music, and give it up one more time for her. And speaking of feelings, this is a little bit unusual, and we don't often do this here at the Voice in the Pen, but there are some killer musicians in the house tonight, and they have been nudging and saying, hey, are we going to jam a little bit after this? Can we jam after this? So if you guys would like to hear some more music and feel even a little bit better, and maybe you could encourage Chris Nelson to get back up here with the saxophone, let's do it. Okay, so if you'll give us about 5 minutes or so, we'll reorganize a bit. We need to plug some things in. Eddie, you got your harps with you? Okay, all right, good. Well, I think we might start with some blues and start there. So give us just a second. We're going to switch over and have a quick impromptu jam. Thank you guys for hanging out. Grab a beer. Strap yourself in with a seatbelt because it might get really electric in here in a minute.
But not Bigfoot weird.
Not Bigfoot weird.
And guys, please don't call me the Bigfoot girl. Just going to put that quick PSA out there.
Bigfoot surfer?
No.
No.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all.